The mystery, the allure, the absolute enigma of Brother Jeremiah dates back centuries, if not millennia, to what is our most accurate estimate to date of June 25th, 2017. Coincidentally, this is exactly 2 months after the release of Outlast 2, a video game that does exist and was created in our universe and in this timeline. Brother Jeremiah's first known appearance was in Happy Heart's hit single, Rap of Times, where twice does he show his true face in some strange amalgamation that fuses rap, slam poetry, and audible sadism. Let's dissect the origins of his cryptic speech and inhuman nature. Okay, so it was the last day of 10th grade for us hurtin' fellows, and if you recall, we were hurtin' after a long year of French class as well as planning, a course which I have told no stories from as of yet, but served no purpose, and we just sat doing nothing for 80 minutes all class long. In hindsight, a boring class is probably more welcome than a hard class, but French was already boring as well as hard, and the addition of planning's boringness was no longer welcome. But I digress. The last day of school! At least, the last day of school for me. I was skipping the true last day, because you know how the last few days of school you're showing up to do nothing at all, and I'm not showing up French or plotting one final time to be more bored and sad and going to somewhere with a bad taste in my mouth. No, I put those classes long behind me. The class I wouldn't put behind me, however, was band. A very lovely class, and by far the most enjoyable one. I shouldn't even call band a part of school or class, because the words school and class carry those negative connotations that band is not at all deserving of. It is the safe haven, in part because we were all united. The boys, the good fellas, Co-Burris, Timp Noodle, Fammy, Sir Florence, myself, and of course, Brother Jeremiah. What activities would we engage on in the last day of band class? First, we put the chairs away. You don't care about that though. What you might care about is how you know when you stack school chairs, they're not always fit for stacking, so they topple over if you stack too many of them, so you have to make only like stacks of 3 or 4 chairs. Well, we had a lot of those stacks of 3 or 4 chairs lined up in a row, and I crawled under the legs of those chairs in those stacks, and it was a cool tunnel-like thing. That reminded me of when I was 5 years old. Upon exiting the tunnel of stacked chairs, I arrived at the class's loudspeakers. Here the boys stand around and Brother Jeremiah, the individual and the person, has his phone out. He's about to plug the wire thing into a headphone jack and technology. What's he gonna play? It is free rap beat freestyle instrumental. It's the last day and our benevolent band instructor is letting us do whatever we want, as is the nature of the last day. So we start performing our anemic freestyles, low in iron, and it has to be recorded. Brother Jeremiah is the first to begin, and this is where I gathered the footage for Rap of Times. The pivotal opening line, Brother Jeremiah, I eat a papaya, comes from the true Brother Jeremiah, because the Brother Jeremiah you know is not the true Brother Jeremiah. A true Brother Jeremiah walks to the local park in the summer, buys a Slurpee from the convenience store, and plays cards with the boys at the playground, Kemp's. The Brother Jeremiah you know, however, said words. The next line, I want to die. This excessively dark line contrasting the otherwise alien tone of the footage was probably inspired by the French class experience, of which Brother Jeremiah was born into, molded by, and immersed fully. But quickly does the tone return alien as I want to die is followed by of chronic diarrhea. This rescues the video from demonetization as a result of the discussion of taboo subjects. Redacted, my pants, eating some ants, is a semantic portmanteau. Hold on.
Portmanteau.
Okay, I said it right. Is a semantic portmanteau of the famous line by Bart Simpson, eat my shorts, or, when reduced in verbosity, eat pant. Very clever, brother. This is doubly clever when you consider the fact that Brother Jeremiah consumed the eat pant cake for his birthday in the following moment. I prayed to Jesus is shortly followed by my own short participation in the performance, though my exact words are not documented in the original. What did I say? Quickly, a blurted out blurb that's hard to catch without careful listening is, I pray that you can Mercutio. What does this mean?
I pray thee, good Mercutio, let's retire. The day is hot, the Capulets abroad. And if we leave, we shall not escape a brawl. For these hot days is the mad blood stirring.
And the next stanza includes the following lines. I like to eat cheese. My pants are full of bees. I eat geese. Cheese, geese. These don't make any sense and they have no meaning. That concludes the first half of Brother Jeremiah's debut performance, but he is to return and in doing so paints a vivid story detailing the frightening events of The first 5 lines here are of utmost importance. For years no one knew what this meant, but it was funny, so who cares? Me, I care. These lines are inspired by gym class earlier that year. We'd go up to the weight room, and this was a funny moment. There were cliques, you know, different groups of folks who'd share the same behaviors, do the same things. You got the guys who hated gym class, who would all sit in the corner by the dumbbells and have their phones in one hand, watching anime or on YouTube, and in the other hand they'd have a 10-pound dumbbell. That was the lightest dumbbell offered by our low-budget school. Every few minutes they'd do 1 rep, and continue watching their phones. There were yet other groups, the guys who would actually work out, but they'd only focus on their arms. They're doing their bench presses the whole time, deadlifts, they are using the heaviest weights, and half the time they're going out in the hallway to the scuffed, half-functioning water fountain. I don't know why they didn't bring their own water bottles, but contrary to the stereotype, they are not actually loud and grunting all the time. They are a respectful folk, and also they do not let the weights drop and just clank really loudly when they're finished, because if they were to do so, the teacher, Mr. Bard Allcolors, would get really upset at you and tell you can't play explicit music on your phone either. There's the third group, the middlemen. I'm in it, Brother Jeremiah was kind of in it, I think. We suck at working out, and we are weak. But we gave it our best shot, and we're doing workout work and not being lazy on our phones all the time. I never made much progress though. Lame. I get much better workouts and much better progress nowadays. I'm doing home workouts with Pamela Reef. Thank you, Pamela. Anyways, we're doing our workout and trying not to sweat too much because we still have classes later. That's a tough balance to maintain. Now, our weight room overlooks the main gym in our school, so we have these glass windows that are very tall and prevent balls flying up from activities in the main gym and landing in the weight room. So we got a clear view of what's going on in the main gym. We shared our gym block with the girls, but there's no gender mixing in grade 10 yet. These are separate classes. We, the males, are in the weight room, at the same time they, the females, are in the main gym, doing ribbon dancing if I recall correctly. Man, the girls got to do all the fun stuff. They got to do ribbon dancing and fencing or something. It was something fun. It wasn't fencing, I don't think, but it was something fun. You know what the boys had to do? Wrestling. Oh yeah, let's just rub our sweaty bodies together all over each other. That's so fun, dude. It is so much fun. The PE department's full of comedians, I guess. None of this is relevant, but I had fun talking about it anyways. I hope you had fun listening. Well, actually, you know what's relevant? The guys on their phones thing. Because some guys had phones, and other fellas brought in from their own homes whole entire iPads. Massive things. Like, I bet in most schools, you have to be kind of sneaky about your phone usage. Probably helps that it's handheld, small, and compact. Not at our school. Bring your iPad, teachers will see it from a dozen miles away, but you won't get scolded or reprimanded or anything. Nobody cares enough. So we have here Brother Jeremiah. He is attempting to work out, and he is by that big glass window I mentioned, overlooking the main gym. Beside him is one of the fellas from the Sitting on Phones group. He goes by the name Ya Sheep, and he's standing there just holding up his iPad. He's got it pointed down over at what's going on in the main gym. What's going on in the main gym? The girls doing the ribbon dancing. As I haven't mentioned already, pay attention, come on you guys. My good fella Brother Jeremiah hears a snapping, a clicking noise coming from Ya Sheep's iPad. So he stares over at him. Ya Sheep gonna stare back. The shifting of the neck to gain a view at what is occurring on Ya Sheep's iPad. The camera app is out, pointed down at the main gym, capturing the girls' ribbon dancing activities. Ya Sheep, apparently not trying to hide what he's doing, snaps some more photos in rapid succession before saying directly to Brother Jeremiah's face, "Ha ha ha, they will never know, ha ha ha." So now you know where this came about. Ya Sheep has spawned some other stories of other questionable behavior, but this one of him taking photos of girls in gym class from afar without their consent or knowledge is one that we will forever remember. Unless we forget. And the following lyrics repeat the intro for some nice circularity, and then the closing lyrics reference the video game that does exist and was created in our universe and timeline, Outlast 2, of which I recreated the logo out of breadcrumbs. Outlast 2 deals with themes of Arizona and town, and that is clearly reflected in the lyrics, "You better not lurk for my church, because I'll find you." In Outlast 2, the followers of Sullivan Noth find you when you were trying to power the generator or yank the chain. You were not trying to lurk for his church though, you were trying to lurk for your wife because she is underground in a mine.